What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Galactic Explorers Podcast. This is episode 26, and we are back again with our very good friend, Multigrain Pasta.
How you doing, everyone?
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
Good.
A lot of exciting stuff going on right now.
Ooh. It gives me goose pimples just thinking about it. So we've basically, the past, week and a half, we would say, phase 2 of the Waking Titan process has begun. Yes, go on.
Oh, no, I was going to say a lot faster pace this time than the first phase, it seems like.
It seems to have jumped straight into it. I think it's because it's grabbed everyone's attention. So everyone is thought, that's it, just start it off and just go full throttle. But yeah, so it's been about a week and a half since phase 2 began. I haven't released anything about phase 2 previously to this video, just because I wanted to wait until there was something 100% to talk about and make a worthwhile podcast about. So we've had part 1 of phase 2, shall we say, and literally today, as we're recording this, which is the 29th of July, part 2 of phase 2 has started. So we'll go through chronological order. Obviously, it makes more sense, especially with all the bits of information that's happening and stuff. It's mind-boggling. So yes, phase 2. We got some emails from clients, from citizen scientists, from the project Waking Titan. I keep saying walking. From Project Waking Titan.
I want to say that all the time.
I like Cobra when he kept saying it as well. I think it just looks like walking too much.
I remember when I was first came out, I was showing somebody at work. I was talking to him about this, and I kept on saying Walking Titan, and then I showed him the website, and he's like, dude, do you know that it's Waking Titan, not Walking Titan?
It just looks too similar.
Yeah, it sure does.
I was watching Kind of Funny Games. They've got a new podcast called Kind of Funny Games Daily, and it did actually come up on there, this whole ARG. I think it was about a week ago. So it was in the break sometime between phase 1 and phase 2. And even Greg Miller was saying Walking Titan. So it's not a rare thing to do. But
I think because I see it. I think about like The Walking Dead. Like,
that might be what it familiar. Is. So yeah, these citizen scientist emails that everyone who signed up to Waking Titan on their emailing list, I'm presuming everyone has received them, or to some extent, know, like, most people.
I think pretty much everybody's getting them now. I think in that first set of emails, I don't know, maybe some of them got lost or didn't get sent out on time. But I remember seeing people talking about how they didn't get them. So, I don't know what happened there, but yeah.
So basically, in this email, because I didn't receive this email to begin with. Obviously, you're going to be more of an expert on the first email.
Yeah, I have. I think I have it right up in front of me. So
yeah, so I'm presuming you got this disc thing, this decoder disc.
Yeah,
and obviously they ask you to print it out or recreate it in some way. It's basically was it 16? It was 16 parts on each disc, wasn't there?
I think so. Here, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it seems about there's 16.
So it's a disc that's been segmented into 16 areas. It's got 0 to 9, and then A to F, and the same on a smaller disc on the inside. Obviously, within this email, you've got this code. Obviously, it tells you how to figure out this code, I'm guessing. And you use this disc to do it. So I'll let you carry on from this part, because obviously I never got the first email in full. So go ahead.
Pretty much what was on the email was I believe there was another survey that you either had to do or the Mission Alpha 5X, I think it was. It was a questionnaire. I think I don't know if I can click on it again, but I already did it already. But there's just a set of questions that were on it. I think there was about 5 of them or something like that. And, I can go through it.
They're all a bit like as if you've been tripping on acid kind of questions.
Yeah, like one of the questions right here I'm reading right now. Do you believe that objective truth exists? This is the one that really got me right here. This was like a really weird question. It says that there's a red button. If you press it, it will either give you $1 million or it will kill one person somewhere in the world. Do you press it?
Yeah.
And that was a pretty interesting, just a weird, weird question.
All I want to do is play the new update.
Yeah, like where is this going? Like where is this like a psychological exam you're trying to give me or something? Or it's just weird. And
see, I got the quiz, but I never got like the disc or anything like that. So that's why I was like so confused.
That's so weird because the disc is right at the bottom of the email.
Yeah,
so
I'll just check it now, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get anything. But yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, and so it says you had to print it out. I don't know anybody that has a printer in their house. So I mean, I had to.
Yeah.
What I actually did with mine is I actually took a screenshot of the bigger circle and then I traced out a smaller circle and I lined it up and I did like a old school new I did like an old school new school thing where like the center thing turned on the screenshot of the picture that I took, and that's how I did it that first time. It worked great.
Well, but if it works, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it was weird how I did it.
So yeah,
that gave you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We've got this obviously email. Obviously, you got the questionnaire. You got the decoder, and then the internet just exploded with everyone trying to obviously decode their codes. And it unlocks. What would it unlock again?
It unlocked it unlocked a picture. I'm trying to find it now if I can just get a link to it. And it was like a page of a bunch of just random just words and drawings. Yeah, it was like a notebook page. Here, let me see if I can try to find it here. Oh yeah, I have it right here on this website, and it just told you like some certain stuff. And basically, I think it gave you clues to open one of the glyphs or something like that. I think it ended up being. But there was just like some interesting just data sets on it, and I think it gave you the seed number because there was a thing on the Waking Titan site where you can type in the command prompts, and it was asking for like a seed number, and I think one of those lines equaled out to be the seed number or something like that, and that's what started the process or something. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I think it's along those lines.
Yeah. Well, that was part of the console command, wasn't they?
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yep. And what's really weird about that, as everybody is trying to tell everybody to get to their emails, someone went on one of the Discords and actually dropped a picture of the picture completely filled in.
Right, yeah.
So someone found a way to unlock that picture that everybody's trying to fill in the squares for. Someone found a way to get on there and fill it in and drop it on everybody, which is kind of weird. Which is kind of weird in my book. I mean, I don't even know. I think the person just went into the room, dropped it off, and left, or something weird like that. And I don't know.
So yeah, so obviously this picture unlocked, and then on Waking Titan, you were able to put in these seeds, as they call them, like console commands, and it unlocked quite a bit of story lore to the game, didn't it?
Oh, it sure did. I mean, a lot of good stuff. A lot about the Traveler, the Korvax, the Vy'keen. Nothing about the
Gek.
Nothing about the Gek, which is kind of weird. I don't know if they've since then have put something in there. I don't think so. I mean, up until today, I don't think there's been anything about the Gek. No. So
what do you? Let's theorize or come up with some kind of idea as to why the Gek's not mentioned then in a lore friendly way. Obviously, you being our resident lore experts.
I mean, to me, maybe this is the time between the rise and fall of like the first spawn or whatever like that. Because there's a Gek and then there's a spawn after that kind of overtakes the bad Gek, and so that's why they're good now. It's because in the beginning the Gek were really bad, and I think that's maybe this is that time in between, like that changeover where like maybe the war is over between the Gek and now it's kind of like the Korvax and the Vy'keen, and now the Atlas comes in and it's like, hey, listen, I can help you guys out or something. Maybe it was something like that. It kind of is kind of an interesting thought, actually, now you think about it.
If you look at it from the perspective of the universe as the simulation, then would you presume to say that the Gek were a virus?
That's you know what, man? That's an interesting thought. I don't think I've heard that from anywhere.
And maybe that's why in the system it doesn't come up with anything about the Gek. Because they didn't put it into the system, kind of thing.
Huh.
Obviously, it's an external. It's been brought in after the creation of the simulation or something.
Dude, that's a really interesting theory, man.
That's just obviously going by the theory that it's a simulation, which is what further down the line, obviously in part 2 of phase 2 of this thing.
I can't see how I can't see how this isn't a simulation now. There's no way. I mean, it's like I'd be awful surprised if the outcome was that it wasn't a simulation.
Yeah. See, I think I'd believe it more if it was a simulation if the Vy'keen were of a kind of robotic race like the Korvax are. Do you know what I mean? Where they're a bit more, look a bit more technological rather than what's the word I'm trying to think of? Ooh, what's that word? Biological. Yeah, because obviously, if the Vy'keen were of a technological race like the Korvax, then I think if they get obviously being biological, it would make more sense that they are a virus and are represented in a biological way rather than a technological way.
Yeah, I don't know how to really think about that. I mean, because like I see the Vy'keen and like they're like a primitive warrior race.
Yeah.
And then you see the Korvax where they're a really super advanced, like either biological some way or like they were alive at one point and now they're in robotic bodies. Like they just seem like a really evolved species, and like you can almost correlate the same thing with our world right now. Like, we're living in, advanced societies and stuff like that, medicine and stuff, but you can go to parts of the world where there's still like tribes.
Exactly.
Like, don't even know what a phone is or anything like that. So it's not like totally out of the question. Like that could be what's going on. But I really like that theory about the Gek being a virus. That's pretty interesting.
And it's so weird how to like think about it, because obviously it hasn't been 100% confirmed that it is a simulation. Obviously, there's strong linkage and pushing into that direction, but it hasn't been confirmed like by Hello Games directly.
Well, no, not directly. But if you follow so if you want to say that the Atlas we have in the game right now is the product of what this Atlas corporation is trying to do right now, because I mean, especially in that PDF that we got today, all they're talking about how is that they're proving that they can simulate something.
Yeah.
So oh my god, it just makes me lose my train of thought, dude. Like, there's so many weird directions like you can go with this.
Yeah, like, you're trying to like aim it in a way that you're trying to explain it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. This has to be a simulation, because so if the Atlas is what we have right now, and if we're living in the simulation, so that means that we're living in what the Atlas Foundation has made.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know, man.
Do we think that the biological races, so the Vy'keen and the Gek, are the actual people who are in the simulation?
I think it's if you're gonna,
or do you think it's the other way around? So the people who are the Korvax, obviously, because there's mentions obviously in the game when I can't remember when obviously when you go up to one of the Korvax and you do something in it and it replaces that person with another person personality within them.
Yeah, because there's some times when you find a Korvax and it disconnects itself because it starts to glitch out.
Yeah, and then someone else takes over the physical being.
Yeah.
Was. So do we think maybe the Gek and the Viking are the created species by the Atlas, and that obviously whoever's connected into the simulation are taking over the bodies of the Korvax instead?
It's really interesting, man, because I can see where like the Viking and the Gek are made by the simulation. Like I can totally see that, and the Korvax are actual living people still living within the simulation. They just chose to stay there, or they couldn't get out.
Yeah,
and
it's like the opposite end, because usually if you think someone's in a simulation, you would think they would be the biological inhabitants. You want to think that you would try and keep them to being as close to what their natural appearance is as possible. So like in the Matrix, obviously the people look like people, so they don't get weirded out or anything like that.
This is gonna make me mad because I don't remember the new movie's name, but this reminds me so much of a movie, and it was this movie like in the future, and people could like in their home they could like put this headset on or something like that, and
it's
it literally
Bruce Willis.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I'll find it now.
And it's like you can actually go. You could actually live a life.
It was like a robot,
in a simulation.
Wasn't it?
I don't know. I mean, this.
So basically, in
the
this
simulation
one with Bruce Willis. Is it obviously it's living in the future, and you there's like androids which you can take control of, and obviously people who are like overweight decide to buy these androids who are like obviously really fit, and they'll live their life through these androids. Like they'll be hooked up into this machine in their living rooms and stuff, and then they'll go to work in this androids thing.
I think I think we're talking about the same thing there. I think that sounds very similar, but it seemed like it was just a virtual reality simulation type of thing where you could pretty much put on any kind of form you could. It's like alternate reality almost.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
and this sounds like this Atlas thing sounds like that's what it's trying to do, is like make an alternate.
It was called Surrogates, the film.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so like I said. Usually, you presume that the people who go into the simulation would take up a biological form, but it might be the other way around in this case. They're taking up the technological form, and the biological form is what's being created by the Atlas. I think we need to know what the Atlas is first.
I know. We really don't know what the Atlas is yet. I mean, it's we go to the Atlas stations and we get some lore or whatnot, but I mean, there's no real explanation. What are those physical things, like those physical Atlas stations? Like, what are those for?
Oh, it's just...
Yeah. What's interesting, too, is if you ever explore around in the Atlas station, there are actual doorways with, like, walking paths in the Atlas station. So, like, it almost reminds me of, like, the Wizard of Oz. Like, the man behind the curtain. Like, don't look at the man behind the curtain or whatever. Like, it almost seems like that maybe the Atlas that we see is just a representation of whatever. Dude, who knows that? Maybe that four faces behind those doors. Maybe they're... That's what I'm saying. Like, I almost want to say that the angle of the door is almost like a triangled pitch, so it almost fit like that triangled head of like the new race that came out in those pictures. It almost fit perfectly underneath that doorway. Like now that I'm thinking about it, like holy crap, dude, that's crazy. Like because the new race has that like that angled almost like an arrowhead, and the doors in the Atlas station, I'm pretty sure, are angled like that too.
It's crazy.
So like. I just put that together just now. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to say 100%, but I'm gonna have to go in the game tonight and try to see if I can find some video.
I've just got that image, that GIF of Sean Murray now, where he's like head exploding and he's laughing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's get off of the console commands. Let's move on to the first calibration, which came. Well, not the first calibration. That was obviously what we just covered. Let's move on to this goddamn percussion instruments thing.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, was it the same email it was in?
Okay, so
it was the same email that I received.
Okay, so the first one that came out with the wheel came out on July 21st, and then the one that you're talking about came out on the 23rd. So just literally a couple days later. That questionnaire thing in the same email as I got the picture thing, so I got them in the same email. That's why I was so confused. Wow, it sounds like you got like almost like a patched together email, kind of.
That's what I mean. And obviously I didn't get the spinning wheel either. So, but yes, so this percussion instruments thing. So this came out where you had to find a picture. Well, you had to take a picture of a percussion instrument, which could have been. It was a resonating percussion instrument. So things like bells. Would a drum class as a drum would class as one, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
So
see, I made a huge mistake in my picture. I feel like such an idiot. Like when I seen it, I was like, oh yeah, all right, instrument. I'll just take. I took a picture of my freaking guitar, and I'm like, oh yeah, this will work. And then I started reading it. I was like,
doesn't it? I suppose it
resonates.
But it's not.
Yeah, but it's not really a percussion, I guess.
I
guess you kind of like pluck the string, but I guess.
What kind of guitar is it? Is it a classical one or is it electric?
It's electric guitar.
If it was classical, you could have took a picture of it because obviously with it being hollow inside.
That's true.
And some people obviously hit the body of the guitar.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So basically you had to take a picture of said instrument. It could have been a bell tower for a church or an actual whatever.
Wind chimes.
And then upload it to the citizen scientists website link that you got in the email. Basically, you filled it in, uploaded it, and put in the place where you took it. And then you'll open up this map of the world with these little squares where you uploaded the picture of the location of where you uploaded the picture from. And we found out that you have to, was it 40 in each or?
40 nations had a complete.
So it's 40 countries had to get, well, it's not just 40 general places.
Oh, I'm sorry, not 40 nations, 40 cities. Sorry.
40, yeah. How many pictures do they need to receive for each city? Do you know?
There's I don't think that's ever been told.
Right. Okay.
What the limit is for each?
Yeah. So basically, you got a bar to fill up, and a certain amount of people have to from the same city have to fill up this bar with pictures. And then once we've hit 40 cities, completed 40 cities. Then we haven't really been told what happens next after that. So, yes, I mean, I think there's about 27 completed as far as counted, and there's about at least 3 that are like literally on the verge of being completed now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long they're going to wait because obviously the further away from completing that part, the less people are going to actually try and complete it, are they?
See, now I was actually talking to somebody about this on Twitter the other day because I made a post saying about how, like, you know, I think this is taking a little bit longer than what they thought it was going to take.
Yeah.
And then someone tweeted me back and they're like, well, how do you know that they can throttle that site as much as they want to? Like, they're not giving up like how many like pictures it's needed to fill them up, so they can really doctor that accordingly to how they want. So if they wanted to be like, oh my god, we're really falling behind, they can just go and just make them all red and be like, oh, you guys did it, you know. Like, so like no one's gonna know the wiser. So maybe it's intended to take.
They're obviously gonna have a timetable to stick to, aren't they? Obviously, if they're saying that they want to release the update at whatever, say the last day of August. Say if they want to release it on the 30th of August.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is going to be more is where it's going to be
of
at.
August. It's probably going to be on a game release date, I reckon. So is it either Tuesdays or Thursdays games get released, isn't it?
Yeah. What day is the 26th?
That is a Saturday, so I doubt it could be there.
Yeah.
So I reckon it'll either be the 24th.
They have released an update on a Sunday though, because that one of the Pathfinder or the Foundation was on a Sunday.
They didn't do all this malarkey, did they, with the other updates?
Right.
And because this seems to be building up to a big release thing, I think they may try and release it on a day when games usually come out, so either Tuesday or a Thursday. So the last. Sorry, go on.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The last Thursday. The second to last Thursday of the month is the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
The last Tuesday of the month is the 29th, and then the last Thursday of the month is the 31st.
Wow, I get so torn over this because I hear a lot of people talking about how it's going to come out, the update's going to come out around the anniversary date of the game, and I just don't think there's enough time for that. We're still in Phase 2. There's a whole another Phase 3 after this. And we're only done with the first calibration of Phase 2. Like, there's no way that this is going to happen. Like, this update's going to happen before the anniversary of the game unless they give us the update and we finish the ARG in-game. That's the only way it's going to happen. And the tricky part about this is that there's a lot of games coming out, like I think in that September time period. I mean, just one in particular I know is Destiny. Destiny comes out like that first week in September. So, I mean, if they try to release this update like a week or two before then they're only going to get about a week of people playing. If they
leave it even later, like say if they're going into October, it's even worse because October, November is when the games come out for Christmas.
Oh, dude, the new Call of Duty is going to come out soon. Yeah. People are really hyped over that World War II
Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty,
FIFA. Gran Turismo is going to be coming out around that time.
It's only going to be an update, but obviously they still need to release it when it doesn't coincide with the release of big games. So maybe they won't release it on a Tuesday or a Thursday.
I mean, in my opinion, the longer they wait, the worse off they're going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
but then again, have they left enough time? I mean, we don't know how many parts of Phase 2 there's going to be. I doubt it's going to be as long as the first phase, because that was over a 2-month period.
Well, let's put it this way. For this first phase, because if you look on the Waking Titan site where there's the map where you upload your pictures and whatnot, if you look in the the left side of the screen, there's like 4 squares, and 3 of them are locked, and the first one's open. And that's so there has to be at least 4 phases within this second phase.
Yeah.
And we've taken about a week almost now for that first one, and we're still not done yet. Yeah. So, like, either the next ones have to be super, super quick where they can get done in a day.
Or maybe the second one is what we've just completed today. This whole drop thing. Maybe that is the second phase.
You know what? That's a good possibility. I didn't think about that. So, I mean, but still, I mean, there's still a whole nother third phase after this second.
I mean, we're on the 29th now. So, if that leaves another week, that's going to mean it's going to be the 5th, which is next Saturday. So maybe Phase 3 starts then, and say if Phase 4 of Part 3 on the 5th and then Part 4 on the 12th, that still leaves like 2.5 weeks left of August to get Phase 3 done.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's less time obviously than Phase 2, which would have been about 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks or so. But I mean, depending on how many parts are obviously a part of Phase 3, it might be a smaller part or something. So I'm guessing the closer they get to unraveling this whole thing, the less parts there's going to be, just because we have more information and we can make a better guess of what it's going to be.
I mean, they still have to send out the Atlas passes. I mean, we've only unlocked the first 2,500.
But I doubt they're going to have an actual impact. I think they're just like not a prize, but that kind of thing. It's just it's a souvenir kind of thing. Because if you think about it, if you're sending out 10,000 technically, because they've got 10,000 of them, haven't they? It's just that we've unlocked the first 2,500. So if you think about it, if you're sending out 10,000 of them, you've got to wait 10,000 of those to get delivered to people.
And we won't get these Atlas passes until that map is filled. I think that's pretty much how they worded it.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, let's move on to the next thing. Obviously, after the percussion instruments, which was the calibration results and the 6 glyph.
Let's see here. Okay, yep. Oh, yeah, right. It was like a bow or it's like some type of a knot or something like that.
See, I didn't do this, I don't think.
Oh, yeah. It's a weird thing how they got the code, but basically they by looking at the picture they were able to get the code, and it was like some Taoist or something like that, and then what gave you the picture of the race or the new race supposedly.
Yeah, concept art of the No Man's Sky's mysterious 4th race, whose name is still unknown.
Someone found a picture of Bo Lams. Bo Lam does a lot of the artist work, I guess, for Hello Games, and they found a picture that he did. I don't know when, but it was. It looked very similar to
this distorted image, wasn't it?
Yeah. This looked kind of similar to the distorted image, the one that looks like Johnny Five. You know, like the two.
Yeah.
He found this. I seen a picture. It's pretty close. Even like the suit. I think there's even like that similar suit too.
See, that's the thing. When was that picture uploaded? Like his picture uploaded? Because if that was within the last year and not before the release of the game, it obviously shows that they've been working on it post-release.
Excellent question. I don't know when that was uploaded. I'm sure you could probably go to his maybe it was on Twitter page or something. You could probably try to find it. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I liked him on Twitter, or followed him on Twitter rather.
Maybe it wasn't his Twitter page. Maybe it was like one of those, I don't know, like an artist page or something like that. I honestly can't remember. I just remember seeing it.
Yeah.
Someone had a link of it. Someone, who's a good person to follow, just for updates, is a guy called Peaceful Gamer. Like, he is on this like crazy. Like, he's so good of like just like he's so quick. You know, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know if you follow him or not, but
there you
like,
go, guys. Make sure you follow. Was it Peaceful Gamer?
Yeah, at Peaceful Gamer on Twitter. Sorry for don't want to give plugs out of the show, but
plug him all as much as you like.
But he's excellent. He's one of like the good people. Syrian Gaming too. He's pretty good. But Peaceful Gamer's on it. Like, he's crazy, man. Like, he has so much good stuff.
Yeah. So this image got released. It was basically like a distorted image of 3 bodies. They kind of look like the bodies look like that of the Korvax, but then they had these different heads. One was like a light with like a spinning thing around it. The other's got like a triangle wedge, and the third was like as he's just said, Johnny Five, where it's like a smaller eye and then a bigger eye next to it. So yeah, I mean, it's weird. And then someone found an image of it where 3 of them are lined up all together next to each other, and the image isn't distorted at all. No,
I have it. I'm looking at it right here.
Yeah. So that's what happened with the calibration result with the 6 glyph.
What do you think that head is? It's like a...
Which one? The wedge?
No, the one like to its... if you're looking at it to its left. It looks like a ball, and it looks like there's like lights like keeping the ball centered in the sphere, kind of. Like, that looks so weird.
See, for some reason, I think I've seen that. It looks like one of the things from when you're walking around. You know, God, I can never remember the names of things. When you're on the planets and you see them and you learn the words from them and stuff.
What, those pedestal things?
Yeah, you get the different shape. Those things, those pedestal things, you get like the big triangle shaped ones, and then you get the like pyramid shaped ones, and then you get like the other shaped ones, like the balls and the towers and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they're at the ruins, right?
Yeah, like the ruins and things like that. I'm pretty sure there's one where it's like that kind of shape, like the metal rim shape. and then the pad that you like stand on and obviously interact with. I'm pretty sure it reminds me of one of those or something. And obviously there is like pyramid shaped ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, which obviously would look like his head. But yeah, like Johnny Five, I can't imagine. But that's what I mean. Maybe they're the multiplayer. That's what we're going to see in multiplayer. So you don't.
That's true.
You don't see an actual face or anything.
Do you think there's going to be multiplayer though? I mean, the more and more I go, I don't know. I have my doubts.
I think because they were never going to put multiplayer in the game, but like they were never going to put things like land vehicles and base building in the game. I think that they're going to give in to peer pressure.
That's a lot. I mean, even I'm trying to remember. Remember back when after a couple months after the game came out, they were hiring new people.
Yeah.
Like they didn't. I don't think they had anybody there for like networking or anything like that. So if they're gonna do something like that, they'd have to hire an outside company because I don't think they have the staff on hand to do networking like that.
Well, I mean, it depends because obviously, I'm guessing if they did do multiplayer, I don't think it'd be a huge scale multiplayer. It won't be things like Battlefield where you can have like 30, 40 people in the same instance at the same time. I reckon it'll be smaller. I mean, if you think about it, they've only got the universe made, haven't they? And the universe is obviously only loads up when you're in visual range of it, doesn't it? That's how the whole arithmetic works for No Man's Sky. It only loads up as far as you can see. And then it just reverts back to numbers, doesn't it? And things. So obviously, I reckon it's going to work in instances. So if you're in the same instance as another player, it'll be like a giant circle around each player. So if you walk into that circle, you go into that instance with that player.
That's just like Journey. That's not what you're talking about. So it's just like Journey.
So you'll be able to see, obviously, them. But then once you walk out of that instance, you're back into your single-player game kind of thing. And then, because obviously, if you get like, if you walk in someone's circle, you're going to be able to. It's going to be more strain, obviously, the system because it's going to be loaded up twice as many, twice as much of the map that you would usually see. So.
Well, that's because that system would have to be that circle would have to be pretty big. I mean, especially when you're in space and you're flying, because could very quickly you could go out of that circle if it was too small. So I mean, how?
But maybe it depends on what you're in. Obviously, if you're in a ship, maybe it expands to a larger size.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like on land it's a certain size, and when you go to space it's a bigger size or something. They could do something like that. I guess.
I mean, obviously, when you're actually in space, though. I mean, all you're really rendering is the image of a planet and obviously black space, aren't you? Well, not black space, but obviously just empty space apart from meteorites and like spaceships that come flying in, like the freighters and stuff. So when you're actually in space, there's not that much that's being rendered. If you think about it, I mean, it's like it's how these big space games really work, like Elite Dangerous. If you think about it, when you're flying through space, it's just pretty much black, and that's it. It's not like a huge strain on your computer system or your Xbox or anything to play the game.
Does Elite Dangerous use procedural generation to generate their planets?
No, they don't. I don't think so. Anyway, I think it's all
it's already like pre-made.
Yeah. Because there's like a loading screen between not a loading screen, but there's like when you jump between systems, like in No Man's Sky when you get that like 30-second kind of like loading jump when you're traveling through light speed.
I just see this is where I come up with a problem with this.
But then again, though, Elite Dangerous is only one galaxy as well.
Right.
So obviously, whereas No Man's Sky, it's several galaxies, isn't it? So
See the part where I get like where it could be an issue is with the procedural generation of planets and stuff is that I seen a guy that I've seen stream it. I watch his streams all the time. It's like exploring the virtual, and he was he and 4 other people were on the same exact planet in front of the same exact portal, and every single one of their screens looked different, and even the sun was setting in an opposite direction than everybody else. So if you had 5 people together, how does it, like, with procedural generation and all that, how does it link all those 5 accounts together so they could all see the same thing at the same time?
Well, maybe that might be what the whole circle thing's for. Maybe they'll add a general in-game clock, so it's going to be like the same time. So if you go into so maybe each time you go into a system, it's going to be the same time for everyone in that system.
Maybe I guess
because obviously that doesn't matter. I mean, obviously that's not going to take a whole a big chunk of whatever CPU just to have the same time, even if they're not in, say, our imaginary circle, as long as it's the same time. Because obviously I'm trying to think, does like the days on the planets don't last, obviously they're not 24-hour days, are they?
No, I think it's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like 15 or 20 minutes per cycle, so.
Yeah, so it's not like it's going to be day all the time for everyone. And then obviously at night time, it's night time for everyone for like 8 hours a day and stuff. I don't know. It's... I don't think they'll add some kind of multiplayer. Maybe even not, if it's not like adventure with all your friends, maybe it's like races or like community events and stuff like that.
I was just going to say, because another big stumbling block is the fact that you could pause the game and that pauses time.
Yeah.
So if you're with somebody else, does their time pause? If they're in your circle, does their game pause or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so weird. It's so weird how they do it. I just don't think. Like I said,
it'll be like Destiny though, won't it? Where you can't pause the game in Destiny, can you? It just goes onto a start menu, doesn't it? And the game carries on around you.
But then I bet you would be going into it knowing that you're going to completely change one of a huge game mechanic that's been in the game.
Yeah. So, but things like when you're in your game menu, I mean, when you press the start button or options on the PS4 or whatever, that's the only time it pauses. But when you're in like your inventory, it doesn't pause then, though, does it? The game doesn't actually pause.
No.
So I mean, it's only when you literally press the options button is when the game pauses.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter right now, and someone's doing like a live stream of the drop location, and there's just a bunch of guys and shit like at the
wearing like bright yellow t-shirts and stuff,
and they all have like black books in their hands. Like it's
for God's sake.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's just there's a lot of people there.
That's crazy. It's like Pokemon Go all over again.
That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of Pokemon Go.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like just a bunch of guys standing around.
Right. So what's next then? We've got. No, it's okay. We're literally, guys. We're waiting for this live drop to happen, which is supposed to happen in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's literally happening in the next 10 minutes. So it's just. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to monitor this. This is crazy.
So that was the 6th glyph, and obviously with the resulting was the picture of. The concept art. Next was Azure Voyage status command update.
Which got triggered for no reason. Like I don't know how that how that even came about.
It seemed to be some kind of error on the website or something, wasn't it? And then it seemed a bit weird.
It just kind of appeared. Like I don't really know if I got a straight explanation on how that actually just happened.
And then the 7th glyph happened after that, which was accompanied by a PDF, which is it had all these coordinates in New York, which is obviously what's been happening over the last date, which is today.
So we're at the present time as of right
so
now.
This is what we've pretty much got up to. So this 7th glyph whole thing started off with these coordinates in New York, and you followed them, and then it actually kind of set out a pattern, which we later found out in this email. It's with another spinning circle decoder thing. What got in the email is directions, and obviously we've done all this stuff, and it led to a cafe, wasn't it? Cafe 888.
That was the decoded.
Yeah, that was the decoded
thing.
Thing what you put into this spinning circle thing. So yeah, it was, and then it's just pretty much led up to this New York live drop, which is because every person got their own personal code to unlock, and then it unlocks another image, and then whenever everyone put their image codes in, it unlocks the Atlas statue in New York, which is the live drop location, and it's telling people to come wearing a bright colour and holding a black book, and this is the stream that Multigrain's watching right now, where there's about 50 people holding black books and wearing bright yellow.
There's a good amount of people. I don't know if it's exactly 50, but I mean,
is it on Twitch?
No, it's on. Let me see if I can.
So send me the link. I just want to check this stuff out. But yeah, so this is kind of where we're at now. Like the current time is 8 minutes past 9 p.m. in the UK, which would be 8 minutes past 4 p.m. Is it Eastern time?
Yeah, it's East Coast time.
East Coast time. So, which is obviously where New York is. So, and it said 4:15. So we're literally 7 minutes away from the dead drop happening. I want to know if there's going to be a fight to see who actually gets the dead drop.
They just throw something on the ground and everybody just jumps on it and just wrestling for it. It's just
everyone's going to be hitting each other with these black books. This is crazy.
That's so funny. I don't even know if I even have if I was to go there, I don't even know if I even have a black book to freaking bring with me. I have to go buy
just buy a black book. Just buy a diary, a black diary.
This guy's got there's not okay. So there's probably maybe about 20 people there, just kind of sitting around waiting.
Send me the link. Where's this link? Let me have a look.
I sent it to you on Twitter.
Okay. Oh, there it goes. Sorry guys that you can't obviously see this. It says the broadcast is no longer available.
Wow. There's a lot of people there.
Oh, wait,
there's a lot. Okay, so there's a lot more people than I thought. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. It's so deceiving because you're in New York City, so there's just mad people walking around anyways. So I mean,
I'm about to turn the volume off. Great. But yeah, it's just crazy. Look at all these people.
I think DM21 Gaming is on his way there or going there or something like that. So he should be in the background soon. We should see him.
Do you reckon it's going to be the same woman who did the first drop in London?
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Because she was American, wasn't she? She wasn't British.
No, I don't think so. Her accent was American, I believe.
So, yeah, I wonder if it's that Elizabeth Layton.
Imagine if a limo pulled up on the street and Elizabeth Layton pulled out of there to give him something and came back and maybe she actually that would be something.
This is so funny. Yeah, sorry guys who was listening to this podcast. We're literally waiting to tell you right now what's going to happen. So we're just going to have to mumbo jumbo it for the next 5 minutes.
So let me ask you a question. So when do you personally think this is going to come out? Like I want to hear just your opinion. Like when do you think this is going to happen?
I can't see it going past. You want an actual date or
not maybe an actual date, but just I
can't see it going past any further than say midway through September at most.
Oh wow! You think that late? You don't. Well, it's remember that document, that PDF document that we got signed by SM. Like that said it was supposed to end by the end of August. So I can't see it going into September. But
yeah. Well, that's depending on whether they do wait until people actually fill in things and stuff on that map. So obviously they will have access to it, obviously to change it themselves and stuff. Sorry, I'm just getting so into this video. But yeah, they might say they get to a certain point where they think we'll just unlock it, because obviously where was it that was already filled up once the thing went live? The page went live. It was where the studio.
Guildford. Guildford. Yeah,
it's where that was based. How many of these people in this video do you reckon are actually there to for this No Man's Sky drop?
I mean, there's just a bunch of people just standing around now. So like, and they're not wearing bright colored shirts or anything. So I mean, maybe they're just standing around because they see a bunch of people standing around. They're like, oh wow, what's going on?
Everyone's like, oh, it's a poker spot.
Yeah. Yo, if I see somebody in the background right now playing Pokemon Go, I'm gonna lose it, dude. Yeah. I'm just gonna lose it.
But yeah, I can't. Like I said, I mean, I think it's not going to go. I mean, I doubt it's going to go any further than August. But you just don't know. I mean, they delayed the release of the game by a month, didn't they, originally? So, you know.
I don't.
What about you?
I mean, like I said, I don't see it happening when people are thinking like around the anniversary of the game, and like I was telling you earlier, I think the longer it goes on, the worse it's going to be for them because they're going to have some hot competition coming up like in September after that time. So
what's this bloke with the following? Who's this guy with the purple thing?
Oh no! Oh my god, this is crazy! I can't even believe I'm watching this right now. He's got a purple knapsack? Like what?
It's on. It's on.
Is that what's going? Look, there's a huge crowd of people just walking. I'm totally lost. I'm totally lost right now.
See, I'm not sure if the video is being picked. I'm not sure if the live stream's audio being picked up by my recording software, so I'm having to like keep it unmuted. So I don't think it is.
Do you think this guy with the purple umbrella is like the ringleader, and he's just making everybody follow him or something like that? Like he's like, everyone follow me.
Well, he's not exactly wearing a bright coloured T-shirt, is it? I mean, obviously he's got this purple umbrella, but maybe he's in cahoots with another person that said we want to be the people who get this dead drop. So he's like saying, "Oh, it's over here. Come follow me."
Imagine if this was like a ploy and he just showed up. He's like, "I'm here, follow me," and he just has.
What would you do? What would you do if Sean Murray drops it off? I would lose my shit. Oh. So guys, they've reached their location. We're lucky enough to be on this stream, which is, like I said, at SZ0BMI, which is Sam. He's been chosen as he's got the largest stream account at the minute to go into this building. So they're going along with 6 other guys.
So they got like 6 guys are chosen to go inside this building right now. So let's see what's going on here.
Yeah.
This is weird. Not all of them are going to fit in that elevator. That's a lot of weight. So how would you feel right now if you were one of those people walking with a huge group of people and you didn't get selected? Like you literally...
Hey, I'm stuck over here in the UK. I'm nowhere near that building. At least they're outside it.
Imagine if, imagine if you walked all the distance and you're like, what? I walked all this way for nothing? I'd be so pissed right now.
Like I said, I'm stuck all the way here over in England.
Yeah, true. I mean,
it would have been worse if someone obviously flew out there from, I don't know, what's kind of close to New York?
Well, I live in Massachusetts now, and like it's about a I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hour ride down to the city. Like I knew about this early this morning. Imagine if I just got up and it was like, I'm going down to the city 5 hours or whatever.
But if you live in New York, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Oh no, why is it not loading?
Because he's in the elevator right now. He probably doesn't have any service inside.
Damn it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, wait. It's live again.
She's got headphones as well.
She said something about we have about like 30 minutes inside or something.
What? Who is it? Elizabeth Layton?
Oh, it's an escape room.
Oh.
It's like that. They have 30 minutes to solve this. Oh, yeah. Actually, no, it's ironic because my wife just got me one of these escape room things for my birthday.
That's crazy. Right, so they've gone up the elevator, guys, and they've gone into an escape room.
Yeah,
if no one's obviously aware of what escape room is, it's basically like a game. It's like a team building game, isn't it? Where you've got to find clues and keys to escape the room, basically. So, yeah, they're obviously finding. Do you reckon it's to find a way out of the room, or do you reckon it's just to find whatever's hidden in the room?
It's got to be some. I don't know. That's a good point. It's obviously could be some type of unlock or you know what it is? I think it's to unlock this case right here in this table.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say if you've got half an hour, obviously you're gonna get out of the room, aren't you? Within half an hour. So.
Yeah, they're gonna. Oh, do not touch that part of the table. It actually even says it. Guy's touching the table. Jerk. It's going against the rules, man. Don't break the rules. All right, well, this is all really interesting. This obviously is probably going to go on for half hour.
Okay, guys, we'll leave it there. And what we'll probably do is the same time next week. Yeah, we're on Saturday, aren't we? Yeah. So maybe same time next week we'll do another recap video possibly of what's gone on. Mm-hmm. So yes, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry it's been a bit long-winded with the whole extra half an hour. Yes, it's literally been half an hour since 1:15, so it's an extra half an hour of pretty much us just watching a bunch of people walk pointlessly.
That was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, is just describe someone just following somebody for about a half-hour walk.
I'm claiming... Oh, I've just got an email now. Waking Titan Loop 16 alert. Literally this second. I've literally just got an email.
Holy shit, maybe we could help the people through the messaging on the...
Incoming transmission, click here. Right, literally, guys, this very second is...
Yep.
10 UK time. Oh, is this a stream? Oh, it's a live stream of them inside the room on Twitch.
Oh. Yeah, it is. It's on Twitch right now.
So now, well, yeah, we're acting like as if we're streaming this right now ourselves, but we're not. So yes, we've just literally received an email this second, guys, on the 29th of July at 9:45 UK time, which would have been 4:45 Eastern time. It's a live stream of these guys inside this escape room.
Dude, the chat in this is crazy. Like, so someone was like, "Why is Shia LaBeouf there? I thought he was in jail." I guess there's a guy who looks like Shia LaBeouf or something.
Oh, that's crazy. Right, let's leave it there, anyways.
Yeah, okay, yeah, right.
Before it goes on for another 3 hours.
Hey, man, absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Fun, man. I had so much fun.
Make sure you guys go check out Multigrain Pasta on Twitter and on PlayStation as well. You can add him on there. I'll have his links in the description below. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I'm sorry it's been long-winded. We'll try and condense it down for the next podcast. I have been Lunchbox Gaming. This has been the Galactic Explorers Podcast, and we will see you next time.